Good morning. Hi, Herman. Can you
Morning, everyone.
hear me all right?
Yes,
Okay. So thanks everyone for coming. And Deboyoti came a couple of minutes earlier and had the opportunity to meet our CTO. I was on a call with him. Okay.
yes, sir.
All right. So let's share maybe a bit of the gains of the last weekend. Okay, just maybe like a one sentence, something that's a win or a gain for you last weekend.
Sir,
So
from my point of view, I and Victoria sir could get the code running, and we like tested the code for some values, but what it was doing was that it was the function was running for like if a new client is created, then the function was running automatically, like without any like route or something. So that needs to be solved. Like the function is made, but like there is nothing like to like if
okay,
a
all right.
new client is created, then like nothing is going to stop it from like subscribing and publishing. So we got to work on
Wait.
that.
Okay, thanks. So basically, you discover something that's not working, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that's your gain this weekend.
Maybe, sir. Yes.
All right, we can do some work.
Isn't it, sir? Victoria, sir.
Sorry. So, Debo, so what Shinyan is asking about is maybe something that not necessarily related to work that you are successful at.
That's
Maybe
right.
you
That's
are
right.
yeah.
Something that might have been sort of a not work related, can be life related. Some of the
Maybe you
wins
got
of the
married.
yeah. All right. Yeah, but it's fine. Okay. So maybe next we can ask Amit. Can you share with us? Is there any like a quick win from the last weekend or some
Yes,
gain?
I have. I'm able to achieve the Firebase. I'm able to connect the Firebase with my front-end application. Now, login functionality is fully completed, and I have built a small UI also on the chat app. On off chat, I have built a unique API or unique interface.
Oh,
So
okay, great. Okay, I mean, we can update this work progress later. Okay, okay, but I mean, any other wins maybe from your weekend life or something
Oh,
else?
nothing as such.
All right. Okay, maybe we can. All right, so maybe victory. Maybe you can share something, some from the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the big win was making some progress with Charles Code. I was able to go to play some golf again. It's been quite a while since I played golf, and just quite relaxing actually.
Oh, really? Play
Just to
golf?
get out of
Okay,
it. Yeah,
nice.
it's quite relaxing to just kick some balls into the air. That was a progress as well, and yeah, I sort of ran out of ideas for some reason this weekend. So just stepping out of the house and meeting other people was quite nice to refresh and reset. And yeah, I think that's more or less it
Nice.
from me.
All right, thanks for sharing. So how about Herman? Any wins this past weekend you'd like to share?
Yeah, we installed some backup power at the home, so now things can go
Nice.
longer when the power is off. So that's a win for me.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, given the uncertainty of the electricity, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. So how about Shao? Shao, you like to share a quick win from the weekend?
Um, I'm done with exams, which feels really
Oh,
good.
nice.
And
Oh, congrats!
yesterday
Congratulations.
thanks. And I made my first attempt at making lemon meringue pie yesterday was actually a massive success. It was a really good pie, so that's a win.
Okay, I can imagine. That's quite an achievement, right? Given that if you have no prior experience.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay. All right, so let's see. All right, so it's maybe me. All right. So I'll share an interesting win. I actually kind of hurt my neck on Saturday when I woke up because I had a routine of doing sit-ups, but I was in a hurry, so just like felt really painful on the back. and I was unable to move for maybe 5 minutes, and I wasn't sure if I'm going to call the ambulance. Okay. So lesson, do not try to exercise without warming up, especially in the morning. But luckily, okay, besides I discovered I can still move, just that my neck movement is kind of limited. But I immediately went into thinking, how can this be a good thing? Like staying in the game and not the gap. So I started to ask the question and observe. And indeed, because I volunteered to coach volleyball at my daughter's school. So usually I drove there, but then I just asked my wife. Okay, so she became my driver to go there. And so I had a free drive and also had some nice in-depth conversations with her about, about certain things, had a good deep dialogue. So actually it turned out, and also I discovered I had to like really sit straight, like with good posture otherwise, and I cannot have too much screen time. So that probably helped my overall health as a result. Okay, so nothing is really, as bad as, as it seems initially. It's how you interpret. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, so that's my win. All right, so Victory, maybe you can start then, all right, with the update, all right, and you
All
can
right.
help everyone to sync. All right, thanks.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Thanks, Shinyan. Hi, everyone. So the last time we all spoke, we were supposed to do some work to integrate our leader's code. We were actually supposed to meet yesterday. I don't really know what happened. I'll follow up with our leader again. But she said she's basically going back to work, and it might sort of impact her work as well, because they're not really allowed to use laptops while working at all, or even her own personal PC, or even basically any like mobile device. So it's quite bad on her side, but she's been working on her code, and I think our idea was to try to run the code together on Sunday, because we met on Friday. I think it was a Friday. Yeah, we met on Friday, and the idea was she's working on it, and I think she was struggling to run the code, and she wanted to just integrate what she had with Charles' work. But I'll follow up with her again today and see if she's making progress with that. So me and Didi had a meeting on Friday, and we were able to actually basically get the code running on both our sides and his side as well. And we sort of were able to identify exactly what we needed from our side in terms of testing and simulation. For example, I think we noticed, and maybe Shao can jump in there, the new client file was actually where all the action was happening. And basically we need to find a way to basically call the subscribe and publish functions. Let me see if I can open that quickly. Maybe I'll speak to Shao later about that. At the moment, I know that this part was sort of written for it was written for Shao's simulation code, or basically Shao's specific report. So there's still stuff that sort of I'm struggling to track as to, for example, where this command is coming from. Is this a reference to what's the word now, like a
Victory,
publishing.
if you would like, sorry to cut in here,
Worries.
if you would like, we can set up a meeting later today where I explain this in detail to you. But basically
perfect.
all that this file is it instantiates a client, and then it just calls some of the client functions for the specific test that I was running. So for instance, this specify publishing flag, all that is it's a little bit of a hat, like it's not the best way of doing it. But what that flag does is it's a way of selecting between, in your arguments that you give this file from the terminal, you give it an AOI that it wants to, that you specify, okay, either you're going to subscribe to this AOI or you're going to publish to that AOI. And that's
Okay.
basically all that specify publishing is.
Oh. So that's actually what we wanted to do to this, where we wanted to
Maybe
actually...
I also could join Like
Yes,
I
yes,
also
definitely, Debo.
okay.
I will
Definitely.
invite
Okay.
Debo. Yeah.
But yeah, we
So
can sort that out.
all right, because we wanted to specify the like an argument input to specify the type. Because if you can specify the type, then our test are probably simply where we're saying, okay, you're starting a new client, you have the AOI, and then we're saying, okay, for this client one, we want you to publish. But now the challenge that might arise out of that is, I don't know, once you run a new client, does it automatically assign an ID? Or can you use an existing node and specify again this with the same node? Like, okay, there's node one that's currently subscribing, but I want that same node one to publish again. At the
So
moment,
if you're doing that, you need to keep track of the actual client objects that you're creating, right?
yeah,
If you're
Yeah.
starting a new node process, you know, Vast is going to see that as a new client.
okay,
Yeah.
that's what you mean. Okay. Now, but we can talk about it later. Maybe we can set up a session. I don't know what your time usually is like in the afternoon, but me and Debo usually sing basically upward from around 3 o'clock or thereabout because of his time zone as well. I think that's like
Okay, 3
6 in
o'clock
the evening for him.
is good.
3:30. Yeah. All right.
I'll just fall in with you guys.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for that.
So
just hold
I
on.
can perhaps give some feedback as well. So I've integrated the Vast version with the MQTT broker. So you're now able to use the MQTT client to do a normal channel-based publish and subscribe, but also do a spatial-based publish and subscribe. I think there is some, so I think that still needs to be tested properly in terms of subscribing, unsubscribing, things like that. But you know, I ran a test with 2 matchers and multiple clients, and the messages were routed to the correct place. So
Oh, nice,
which,
nice.
Nice.
which basically means that once Amit has finished spat, we should be able to fairly easily basically switch over to the spatial based routing of the messages instead of the topic based routing, which I think is good. Well, my one question is, should I just continue on the dev CFM branch on immunology, or should I, just create a new branch? It's probably better just to continue with the dev CFM branch. Or do you want me to create a new feature?
I mean, so that's the branch with the current Migros work, right? Oh, sorry, the Shell's work.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I think I mean, is there a main branch now? That's is that considered a main branch now?
So we've got a dev branch, we've got a dev CFM branch, and I think there's a main branch as well. And I think what we want to do at some point is basically take these are the main branches, if you want to call it that. And I think we want to, at some point, take the dev CFM branch and basically merge it into the main dev branch. And I guess when we do a release, we'll do it on the main branch.
Okay, I see. Okay, so this is my thinking. Okay, actually, I'm thinking that we should probably get whatever we're working on to the master as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay, because it is the master, right?
Yes.
in a sense, it is the
true.
master.
That's true. Yeah.
It is the one that's most developed and with the most dependent works. So my suggestion is actually try to see, and we have to release this somehow, when we are actually allowing the chat app that Amit is developing to use. Okay, and that's probably best with the master branch, actually. Okay, and this one also has the effect of, do you see the contributors list to the right? That's actually the contributor that's working on the master branch. Okay. So I think to give everybody proper credits, probably it's also better if we can just start to put everybody's work to the master branch as soon as possible.
Cool.
Okay, so if there's agreement on that, then Herman, what do you think should be the, I guess, the most direct way to do that?
So I think I might be slightly locked into this whole idea of, Git flow, where you've got the development branch, and then when you do a release, you do it to the main branch. So I would suggest perhaps that we merge it into the dev branch, and then when we test it and we know, okay, this branch is stable, it doesn't fall down, all these kind of things, then we can do one merging into the main branch, would then be a release that people can download and use.
Okay, that sounds good.
Ideally,
Okay, go ahead.
ideally we can do one more thing, that whenever we are doing some final testing and these all stuffs, we can make a new branch known as staging branch, on which all the stages will be uploaded. Suppose the version 1 first will be uploaded on stage 1. Then when the version 1 is fully ready, then we will merge that to the master branch. Then same we will do with the second version. When second version will be completed, then the second version will be held on the staging branch. And then the second version, when it is fully functional, then we will merge that to our master branch. We can do that also.
Okay. I think what you described, the staging, is actually the div branch.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Right?
But-
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, in your case, that's the dev branch now. So, okay. So maybe we'll pick one as the main staging, which is the one div branch for this.
Yeah,
And
cool.
so Herman, what do you think? Which one should that be?
Yeah, I think we should just merge the dev CFM branch into the develop branch, or the dev branch,
Okay.
and then pick
sure.
that as the main branch. Oh,
Okay, sure. Then yeah, there we go.
cool. Okay, thanks.
Okay, yeah. So please continue, Victor.
So let's confirm that. So we'll push into dev branch first, and then merging the dev with the master.
Yeah, so basically, whenever you're pushing changes, you do it to the dev branch, and then when we say, okay, let's release this now, then we do one merge into the master branch.
Okay, makes sense. All right, that's
Cool.
fine. All right. So I don't know if Amit wants to give us a quick update on.
I'll show my interface. I'm showing it,
All right. Thanks.
if you allow me. My screen should be visible now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So this is the interface which I have built previously. Now this login functionality is fully working. You can sign up or sign in. Let me do a sign in. And when I log in, I'll go to this page. This page is not designed fully.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I have designed this much. Now I have to first make here a subscribe and unsubscribe part. These all will be the top ones will be the subscribed, and the below ones will be the unsubscribed ones. New channels, when we will create new channels, then below new unsubscribed channels will be coming, and on top, the person who have subscribed the subscribed channels of the user will be shown, and after that the unsubscribed channels will be shown. So if the person want to subscribe to some new channels, he can directly do that from here. And whenever a person is subscribed to a channel, then if the person want to look to the chat, he will click on this part, and then the whole chat will appear in this section. This section is not currently ready, so I'm currently, first of all, one task left in the login section is to implement this social platforms login functionality. So this is the thing which is left now in login part. And second thing which is also left in this chat part is to implement the chat section here to do chatting functionality. So these two things are left, and third and foremost, which is to use MQTT to do this chatting stuff, is also left. So these three main tasks are left. Other than that, I think all the task is completed on my side.
Cool, thank you.
Nice,
so-
nice. Okay.
Mm.
I would suggest to make the main flow work first. Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
maybe have the the one-to-one chat and also the list, right?
Yes,
And,
yes.
and the logging part with the integration, I think that they can come later with
Okay.
the social network level logging.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
All right. So Victoria, would you like to continue?
All right, thanks for that, Amit. I don't know if there's anything new from Dibble's side. I think I've more or less covered what
Yes,
we
sir.
did on Friday.
Yes.
Can I just ask a question? So the one thing which was unclear to me is you said something about the client when it starts. It's something about subscribing and publishing automatically.
So it's like we wanted to actually embed the type of request in the request, if that makes sense. So at the moment, for example, in this request, there's the AOI and there's maybe the time it should wait before the message is published or subscribe. So we wanted it, or at least what I was thinking was such that when, for example, a chat user is sending a message to a to a certain AOI, but that message or that request, it's either a published request or a subscribe request. So the idea was, what if we just specify that at the very beginning, where we are saying, okay, as a node, this is who I am, and this is the type of request I'm making. And then if that request is a subscription request, perform a subscription request, command, basically call the function that subscribes. If it's a publish request, make a publish request. But the challenge with that again is, that happens when you're creating a new client. But what happens when you're referencing an existing client? I don't know if there's functionality for that yet.
Sir,
So-
I made a commit of the type. I guess you did not take the full.
No, for some reason I was trying to pull, but I don't know. I was doing the command wrong for some reason. I
That's
did.
why
I tried it. Yeah. I will talk about it later. Yeah. I tried to
Okay, okay.
fetch
So
the.
do you basically want to modify the client object so you can specify whether it's a subscriber or a publisher?
Or a publisher, yeah, or the request type.
Sir,
in
actually,
itself.
what happened is, sir, you made changes in your PC, and you have, without committing changes, you try to pull. I guess that's why it's not working. You have to
Oh,
commit,
really?
then you can pull.
Oh, okay. My bad. I was just trying
Okay,
to
but-
pull and fetch. But
Cool. Okay.
sorry, yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay. So I think that the client class must have the functionality to at any point publish, subscribe, unsubscribe,
unsubscribe, yes.
yeah. If
It
you
does.
want, yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So I don't. So the way that the web sockets is set up at the moment, I think if you connect to a specific URL and you send a message to that, which is then either a publish message or a subscribe message. So okay, I can see that if you embed the type in the message, that then if you just have the message easy to identify what type of message it is. So okay, I can see that there might be some small benefit of doing something like that. But I think if you want a specific client which only does subscription, I would rather suggest you create a new, like a subscriber JavaScript file, and then basically just use the client object, but then just only use the subscribe functionality, or just use the publish functionality. If you understand what I mean.
So yeah, I was saying, when we test, for example, we want to specify that nodes perform only one function and not necessarily both. For example, say some nodes are dedicated to subscription and some nodes are dedicated to publishing.
Yeah, I wouldn't write that into the client class. I would rather just have a subscriber.js, and this is going to create a client, but only use the subscribe functionality. And then you can have a publish.js file, and that is something which just publishes messages if you want to do it. Because to me, the client.js file is basically a thing which says, if you want, you create an object which can do which basically communicates with the matcher via the API, and it can implement all of the API functionality. If you want to limit it to something specific, just create separate files like that. That's my suggestion.
Makes sense. Okay. So we can have this separate files then, one that performs subscriptions and one that performs publishing. And then we just define when we run.
And then you can think about those files, they're just wrapping the client object. That's all they're doing. So you don't have to change the client object. I mean, if you want to, in the messages going to the matcher, basically specify the type as well, I can, I don't have a problem with that. At some point when we measure bandwidth, we might want to start thinking about, do we have unnecessary information we're communicating, but I don't think we need to worry about that now.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. But
So,
yeah, it makes sense.
I think
Thanks.
that's all the updates, right? For
Yeah.
everyone. Okay. So Victor, maybe you can start with the planning ahead.
Please try me too. All right. So today, I think the important thing for me and is to meet with to meet with Shao. Sorry. Shao. Okay. What's going on here? Okay. And then we try to, VODD. Okay, with Shao. So what we want to do, right, is to basically understand pub and sub functionality, right? And then to try creating new pub and sub. So let's copy that. All right. So I don't know. It sounds like, geez, that's sort of a backlog there. And then
Was there any progress regarding the I guess roadmap timeline?
the roadmap? No. No.
Okay, all right, that's
Actually,
fine.
I don't know. I forgot that.
Okay.
I've just seen that
Okay.
now. Like, geez,
We have
okay.
one more week, right? So
Yes. Oh shit. Yeah. Sorry. Forget the French.
it's fine. I mean, just I think focus on what needs to be done now.
Okay. Okay. The first, Amit. So I'm guessing the next step is to integrate the Facebook and Google logins?
No, the
or-
one-to-one chat. I think that comes
One-
first.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because we want to have the basic functionality runnable first. I mean,
to find chat.
right now we can already log in, right? From what I just
Yes.
saw, right? I mean, the Facebook, that is kind of an extension, right? Easier.
Yes.
That makes it easier, but it's not the main flow.
Hmm.
And also the list of the channels or the users, is that done, or that's still something you need to work on as well?
Yes, I have to work on that. But first of all, I will do this one-to-one connection. After that, I will do this section.
And I recall there's something integration with MQTT as well, right?
Yes,
yeah.
exactly that only.
Right. So that should be in front of the social login, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Victor,
that's
you can put the I mean the MQTT integration maybe as the next.
Okay.
This will be the part of chat, the person-to-person chat.
It should be, I think, yeah, it should be on the below, yeah, the first item after the first.
Yes.
Okay. So just to confirm again, I'm sorry, I know I'm a bit slow with these things. The login is sort of been managed or handled by the Google servers, and the communication is being handled by the MQTT servers or systems.
Yes.
Infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah.
Nice.
So authentication is via the Google
Yeah.
service, basically,
Okay.
which is a common approach.
All right. Professor Herman said he wants to push it to the immunology.
Yeah. So I pushed it. Yeah. I'll push it there.
Do you have the admin rights, or do you want? Is it
I'll have a
request?
look. If I don't have the admin rights, I'll just make a pull request.
Okay. Invitation to.
By the way, Victor, you have the rights, so you can grant Herman if need to.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What do we think? So I can see my screen. It's a bit small. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so is that all? I mean, Victoria.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
did I miss anything? I'm just. I don't know if I can see.
Just okay. So the subscribe and publish. Are there specific targets? I mean, scenarios you'd like to support?
So it's just we want to call the function, and then we can now start the. I think I wrote it somewhere here. It's here. Where geez, okay. We have like those test scenarios that we created. I need to find, I think it's on my laptop.
Okay. All right.
Well, we are saying
Okay, good. I think,
part,
yeah,
yeah.
above that. What I suggest is you try to organize that into different scenarios, and then just
okay.
list
Yes.
down the targeted next scenario to implement. Okay, or to
Yes,
verify.
yeah.
Okay, so we have a clear idea of like
Okay.
what is the current status of the test clients or test scenarios. Is that okay? I mean,
Yeah.
Victoria, does that understand?
Yeah.
Understandable? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Sounds
All
good.
right. So Herman, any feedback on your
No,
side?
that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. So I think we're moving towards the first prototype.
Yes,
With
nearly there.
a mid, mid's work, and then Herman pushing that. And once the integration of the MQTT is done, I think we should be close to a first working prototype. And that's it. Yeah, we have 1 week, but a little bit more 1 week, and let's see if we can get it done by end of this month. All right.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Look forward to
Okay,
it.
guys.
Okay. So yeah.
Sorry, before we cancel the meeting, can I just quickly ask Victory?
Yeah.
Before our meeting this afternoon, when you
Yeah.
find those testing scenarios that you wrote down, can you please just send those to me so that I have an idea of what sort of functionality you're actually trying to test, so that I
Okay.
can, give you actual feedback on how
Okay.
to implement this new subscriber and publisher clients.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay,
Shao.
thanks, Sean. That's a good feedback.
We'll do that. That's very helpful. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Okay.
Okay,
Then chat to
great.
you guys tomorrow.
All right, so
Yeah.
see you tomorrow. See you
Tomorrow.
tomorrow then. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Goodbye,
All right.
everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Take care. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Cheers.
sir.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.